guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Toyota CHR XLE.
And huge thanks to Joey and Rocky at Stadium Toyota in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive dealership. I'll leave links to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Joey.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the CHR has been Toyota's subcompact crossover SUV slash hatchback since 2017. That's when this first generation was released. We're still sitting on that first generation platform. There have been a couple updates along the way as far as lighting and interior features. The CHR is a relatively premium subcompact SUV competing mostly with the Honda HR-V and the Kia Soul. The CHR is available in 3 different trim levels. Here is the XLE, which is actually the base model. Throughout Toyota's lineup, the XLE is usually a little bit towards the mid trim. However, here it's the base model. You can bump up about $1,000, get the Nightshade, which gives you more black accents, a little bit more of a fancy interior. The top of the line limited trim, however, does give you a more fancy CHR. We get better tech, better safety sense. We get the leather seats, parking sensors. It's a more premium vehicle starting around $26,000. However, here we have the XLE starting at $23,700. What do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you see your typical Toyota front end, similar to the Corollas and Priuses, or Prius that we reviewed on this channel. LED headlamps, daytime running light, and a turn signal right outside of it. This black metallic paint too does look really nice in this Florida sun. You can see the sparkles right up front. Definitely a fan of that. But again, base model, no parking sensors. The air curtains are not functional, but if this vehicle had a lighter paint color, they would help with the overall front styling. But what you see is basically what you get. The hood slopes down nicely with some nice curves on the sides, which help you see exactly where your wheels are, making it more of a point and shoot subcompact SUV. The wheel and tire setup also awesome for a base model. I'm really liking the design of these black and alloy contrasted 18-inch rims wrapped in 225/50 R18 Dunlop SP Sport all-season tires. A pretty decent all-season compound, and this 50 series sidewall should really help when it comes to ride quality. I'm really liking this wheel and tire setup. A little bit of plastic cladding surrounding the wheel well should help this front-wheel drive SUV not get as many rock chips if you do take it off-road. A little bit more plastic cladding along the rocker panel. The mirror has a nice turn signal on it. It's not an LED. The glass for the mirror does have blind spot monitoring, and the glass fills up the frame very nicely. No chrome for the window trim, all blacked out. Smart access too for the driver and the front passenger. I'm liking the funky rear seat handle. We'll check that out once we step out back. No push to open gas tank. I'll show you where the latch is inside. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing. Only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The rear taillights are not LED. Incandescent, halogen turn signal, and reverse lights. Not a big deal though. I'm really liking that spoiler with the third brake light nicely integrated to it. Really cool design. The rear end is very funky with the CHR, very distinguishing, nothing like anything else you see on the road. CHR badge in the left corner. I'm liking the reflector positions too. I know it's a pretty odd thing to notice, but I really do like the design, how it does cave in. Shout out Stadium Toyota here in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. But what you see back here is basically what you get. We'll take a squat. You can check out your exhaust tip right in the lower right corner. And speaking of exhaust tip, let's start this 2-liter 4-cylinder up and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was of course the sound of the 2-liter 4-cylinder sold by Toyota for the 2022 CHR. As soon as you figure out this latch, we can pop it right up. Pretty funky latch, but we got to figure it out. Of course, no struts, just a prop rod for the subcompact SUV, but as soon as we figure it out. But here you have it, your 2-liter 4-cylinder making 144 horsepower, 139 pound-feet of torque. Made it to the CVT transmission. You can expect 0 to 60 between 10 and 11 seconds, so certainly not the quickest. That's not what this subcompact SUV is about, but very reliable motor, similar to what we would get in the Toyota Corolla. We can shut this hood right up as soon as we figure out this prop rod. And cool, we'll take one more step back and get a good look at the light pattern with the daytime running lights beneath. But as far as the interior, This is where this car really shines. Remember, this is just the base XLE. We get the smart access, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and check out this door panel. We get the soft touch up top, this really cool pattern for the center blue little area too. Very nice offsetting color, super soft for the armrest. That pattern continues. Hard plastic beneath, but that's to be expected. Solid storage, speaker. I'm really liking the door panel and auto one touch for all four. Check this out. One touch, window goes down. One touch, window goes up. And it's a really windy day today in Tampa, Florida. I got the new microphone, so I guess we'll see how it works during windy days. But as far as the seats, also got the blue contrast, very solid bolstering extensions too. I'm really liking them, very comfortable. They're just cloth for this base XLE model. You can get the leather when you upgrade to the limited trim. However, I'm still really liking these super soft cloth seats. As far as this interior in general, we'll take a step inside and really check it out. First thing I noticed though is the steering wheel. I'm liking it. No 10 and 2 bolstering notches, unfortunately, so the 10 and 2 is kind of like wherever you put your hands. The 9 and 3 though is just about perfect, and I'm usually driving in 9 and 3. Solid spokes down here, not leather, so I kind of wish the leather continued for the entire spoke so I wouldn't be just holding onto this plastic material. Not really a big deal though. The horn area has a nice rubberized texture as far as the horn itself. Not the most aggressive, but wouldn't really be expected for a subcompact SUV. Bunch of steering wheel controls though. Like, this interior is loaded with features. To the left we get our volume adjustments. You can skip your songs, voice commands, hang up and answer your phone calls. On the right side you can reset your trip computer, control your little 4.2-inch cluster. Right up front, not quite sure if I can pick it up because it's a really sunny day right now, but I parked in a different spot. That should help you guys see the screen. We get the drive modes, vehicle settings, and meter settings. Drive modes include normal, sport, and eco. We'll start this review off in normal, transition to sport. See what the differences are, and you can also turn on and off all your advanced safety features. This vehicle is loaded with advanced safety features. We get Toyota Safety Sense 2.5. We get messages, our advanced safety heads up, so it shows us exactly our lane keep assist and what it is doing. Current miles per gallon, and this screen includes range, eco indicator, digital speedo, and a G monitor. That's all really cool. Blank screen too. My personal favorite would just be to leave it in the digital speedo. So we'll leave it right there. Clock up top, temperature right next to it. Our tach goes to about 6,300 RPM. Coolant temperature beneath that. 140 for the speedometer. Gas level beneath that. That's better for the gauges. And steering wheel controls. To the left of the steering wheel we get our headlight and turn signals, which are very satisfying click. Auto headlamps, so you can turn off your daytime running lights beneath. On the right, no rain sensing wipers. Wouldn't really be expected with a vehicle in this price range, but you can adjust the intermittent function right over there. To the left we get auto high beams, which you can turn on and off here. Blank switches for the higher trims. Gas tank release and interior brightness right next to it. This trim over here, all soft touch, which is impressive. Air vent surrounded in more of this blue trim. Even some blue stitched leather for the dashboard. Very high quality materials here, especially considering this price point. Really liking it. The 8-inch touchscreen, also impressive. To check out the home, you can just press home, see everything that's available, range and average miles per gallon. We get menu, audio, map, seek, track, phone, and apps. You can see all the apps and audio, phone, and projection, which you can mirror your phone to the screen, which is nice. Info and setup. The map, we do not get navigation installed. However, when you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto and you're using your phone's navigation function, you can just press map and it mirrors the screen, or it mirrors your phone onto the screen, which is a fantastic feature. The power and the volume, really good resistance. Same for the tune scroll. More air vents beneath. Adjustments, dual zone auto climate control, thumbs up, great features. Soft touch for this whole trim area. Engine start stop. Pretty nice storage area. It's a cup holder. No wireless charging for the base XLE trim. We get a USB charger right back here. I'm liking the shifter ball. Kind of reminds me of like the new Civic Si and Type Rs. However, this is just for controlling your CVT transmission. Decent resolution out rear, no trajectory, but we do get guidance lines. The manual shift controls over here. In the improper directions you can downshift and upshift. Well, more for ratios because again this is a CVT. Electronic parking brake with brake hold. Additional cup holders. It's housing all my crap right back over there. The armrest, pretty soft. I am liking the softness of it. You open it up, decent amount of space. It's pretty deep. I would expect you to fit probably like 5 or 6 20-ounce water bottles in here. Really impressive amount of space, and we get a 12-volt back there as well. The glove box, we can open it up. It's just a press of a button. Decent amount of space. I would expect you to fit a pair of shoes in here with really no problem at all. If you're like under a size 10, you could probably fit a second pair. Easily fitting 20, maybe even 25 license plates. Super spacious. Glove box. The rear view mirror, it's not frameless or auto dimming. You can dim it by pulling this flap, but it's relatively frameless. The frame's not very thick. Interior brightness. Right back here, I almost pressed the SOS, but the interior lights are LEDs. But that's about it, guys. We can check out this window sticker real quick, see any features that I may have missed. But there you have it. Of course, we get the 2-liter, 4-cylinder dual overhead cam engine, CVT transmission with shift mode, front wheel drive, ventilated front, and solid rear disc brakes. Not going to go through all that. Of course, this is our CHR XLE with the black sand pearl metallic and the black interior. Safety and convenience, of course, includes Toyota Safety Sense 2.5, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with steering assist, auto high beams, full speed range, dynamic radar cruise control, lane tracing assist, road sign assist, star safety system, 10 standard airbags, blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert. But that's about it. Outside, we get LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, heated power auto folding mirrors with CHR puddle lights. Inside, we get the 8-inch touchscreen, 6 speakers, hands-free Bluetooth. We get Smart Key, push button start, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Auto One Touch windows for all 4, which is again a great feature. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, all for a base price at $23,880. Apologize for the mistake. We get a few manufacturer add-ons, as you see over here, which get you to a total price around $26,000, which is getting to be a little bit expensive after a $1,200 destination charge. But you are really getting quite a bit for that money, considering the competition such as the HR-V and the Kia Soul for the higher trims are also going to be running you closer to the $25,000 mark. That's about it for the front seat and features for this CHR. Let's check out the back seat, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, guys, stepping in the back seat of the 2022 CHR. Again, I'm liking the location of the handle. Back here, everything's hard plastic, even the armrest is hard plastic. Solid graining material, though, and again, we get the Auto One Touch. It's currently locked. Cup holder, nice aluminum grab handle. As far as the seats, I'm still liking the blue contrast in it. The stitching is just black, but the outsides and bolsters are a nice blue. As far as space, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I'm starting to get pretty close. I could probably honestly move up this front seat a little bit because I am a little bit far from the pedals, so really a decent amount of space back here. Nothing too impressive, nothing too bad. It's nothing unbearable. I do have a decent amount of space for my feet. It's a pretty high area for them, so nothing too much to complain about. Mat pockets behind both the front seats. No air vents. I would like to see an air vent. However, again, this is the base model trim. The limited, I'm sure, features air vents. No folding armrest, which is also odd because most of the vehicles in the segment are going to offer one, but we don't get one here. Still a decently comfortable back seat. If you're under 5'10", I think you'll have more than enough space. As far as the trunk, we can hop out back, shut this thing right up, and we don't get an auto opening tailgate for the base XLE trim, but it's hydraulically assisted. The tonneau cover, of course, is removable. The step-in is extremely high. I'm 6 feet tall, and my knee is a good 6-7 inches below the step-in. You wouldn't be fitting older dogs back here anyway. There's really not much space for pets. However, compared to other vehicles in the segment, this step-in is pretty high up. We do get these massive arches in the rear fender areas behind the wheel well, so it will help when it comes to grocery bags. Secret storage, we can check it out. And we do get a spare tire. It's not a full-size spare, but a nice donut for emergency situations. The rear seats fall down 60-40 split. And you fold those seats down, I'd expect you to fit between a 50 and 60-inch TV back here with really no issues. And interior lights or trunk lights will help you get some of your cargo out of here at night. We can shut this thing up by just closing it up. Take one more step back, get a good look at the rear styling one last time. And let's take this 2022 Toyota CHR out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2022 Toyota CHR XLE. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice is the steering column doesn't quite telescope as far as I would necessarily want it to. I have to push the seat a little bit closer to the pedals, which compromises my overall comfort. So for taller drivers, this may not be the car for you. But anyway, I'm gonna try to keep this as objective as possible. About a third throttle, it gets up to speed. It's not gonna be the quickest vehicle. Again, 139 pound-feet of torque, 144 horsepower. You shouldn't expect it to blow you away in terms of performance, but just rolling start, you can lean into it and definitely goes up in speed. But again, if you're looking for the top performer, this is really not for you, but it feels like a very premium vehicle. Again, we'll check all that out throughout this review. All right, guys, off the line right here. Boom, once you cross 3,500. Yeah, definitely gets up in speed, but it takes a while. The CVT's not really doing this car a whole lot of favors, because by the time you're in the power band, you're already going about like 27, 28 miles per hour. So that initial acceleration, you really do lose a little bit with this CVT. I'm usually not the biggest fan of CVTs, but again, manufacturers claim that it's better for gas mileage. However, here we're still averaging around 29 miles per gallon, which by no means is bad. But for a vehicle with only 144 horsepower out of a 2-liter 4-cylinder, a curb weight at barely over 3,000 pounds, I don't see why this vehicle shouldn't average closer to like 32, 33 miles per gallon. So maybe Toyota's 8-speed auto transmission, like the one that they throw in on the Camry, would actually quicken this CHR up while not really compromising fuel economy too badly. But as soon as we get the chance, we'll take a step out onto this multiple lane highway and I'll catch back with you. All right, guys, taking a step out here, lean into it about halfway. Yeah, it picks up decently well, definitely gets up to speed. But after that halfway point, you're really not gonna see a whole lot more power. But through the turn, it feels pretty sharp, pretty good response once you're up in speed. Great feedback, it returns to the center almost immediately, so you really feel a nice planted feel to the wheel. I would wish to have a little bit more bolstering, some 10 and 2s for the steering wheel, but not the worst, because again, still, the steering feels very direct. We change directions pretty quickly, throw it in a little quicker than we should. Check out the body roll, but there shouldn't be a whole lot right here. Wow, it is flat on the gas. Nice. Feels strong, and even on the bumps, super smooth. The dealer plate back there is holding on for dear life, and this ride quality is good enough to actually keep it from falling into the trunk. I'm sure it'll land into the trunk at some point during this review, especially on this road. It's insanely rough, but we can take a step out here, lean into it about a third of the way. Keeps us right in the meat of the power band with a third throttle right at 3,500 RPM. So it actually feels relatively strong, but you are gonna have to lean into that gas pedal a little bit. The initial bite with the gas is actually pretty decent, but again, it's gonna be a little bit sluggish at first. But on this ridiculously rough road, the ride quality is actually impressive. I wasn't expecting this vehicle to ride this softly. We reviewed just about every subcompact SUV in the segment. The Mazda CX-30, which felt comparable to this in terms of ride quality, but it does cost a little bit more. We reviewed the Nissan Kicks, the Nissan Rogue Sport, just about all the subcompacts, the Honda HR-V, and this vehicle has the best ride quality out of all of them, in my opinion. As far as performance, obviously it's not going to be the best performer, but check this out. The turning radius is just about excellent, and the car stays completely flat, coming out about half throttle. Nice. Very solid performance, guys. It's not going to blow you away, but as far as daily driving, you really shouldn't have a whole lot of problem getting onto some pretty high speed roads. But as far as an off-the-line acceleration right here, we can try one more out from a first-hand point of view right here on the gas. Sluggish until now. Yeah, past 25 miles an hour when your foot's on the gas, that's when you start feeling the most power. But the ride quality is great. That's what this car is all about, in my opinion. As far as like a daily commuter, awesome. One more time, we'll throw it in a little quicker than we should. Check out the body roll, which is basically non-existent, and the ride quality is fantastic. Solid torque there too. That was just a third throttle and got up and went. I'm impressed. What's most impressive to me is the fact that dealer plate is still hanging on. That just shows you how great this car's ride quality is. If we make it back to Stadium Toyota with that dealer plate still intact, I'm gonna really give this car some props, because I was not expecting that to happen. There is like barely any support for it back there, but it's holding on for dear life. As soon as we get the chance, we'll hop right back out here. Looks like we have the chance, and we'll lean into it. Nice. And we can turn around. Check out a real world turning radius for the CHR. As soon as this guy drives by, check it out. Nice. Stepping back out. Whew. Not bad, but just cruising along, it is quiet in here. You start to hear a little bit of wind noise because, again, today we got like 20-mile-an-hour winds. I'll be surprised if my microphone didn't pick up any wind throughout the outside portion of the review, but I guess that'll be the ultimate test for the new microphone. But as far as this car, you are very well isolated from the cabin. The seats are super comfortable. Great bolstering support too. You are supported throughout the turns. Right here, steering feels on center. It felt a little off when you're going super slow parking lot speeds, kind of reminded me of the Mitsubishi Mirage. But once you get up and go, this thing feels super sharp and planted. I am liking the way this vehicle behaves. All in all, guys, I'm impressed with this 2022 Toyota CHR. It's not going to blow you away in terms of performance. I must have said that at least 5 times throughout this review, if not more. But as far as practicality, it's up there. If you're under 5'10" as a driver or a passenger, I think you really like this car. If you're a taller driver or passenger, you may start to feel a little bit cramped, especially behind your own seat settings. But other than that, I'm really liking this vehicle. It has a very premium feel. The interior has really nice stitching to it. This is a base model, XLE base model CHR, and it still feels very premium. Like I said, I'm really liking the seats. They're not leather. You want the leather, you can upgrade to the $2,000 premium on the limited trim for the CHR. But these seats are still super comfortable. The steering feels good. I'm liking this car. We've reviewed, again, just about every subcompact SUV in the segment. We reviewed the Kicks, we reviewed the Rogue Sport, we did the Kia Soul, probably countless others, Mazda CX-30, and this vehicle has the best ride quality out of all of them. The Mazda had a little bit better handling, but it also costed more. And it also had a more premium interior, but again, it had like a $6,000 price tag heavier than this CHR. So I would definitely recommend checking out the CHR. It's, again, not the quickest, so if you're looking for a good performing subcompact, this may not be for you. Also, if you're like a 6 foot plus tall person, this also may not be for you. But I'll still recommend checking it out. Compare it to the HR-V, compare it to the Kia Soul, especially because a lot of people have very mixed opinions on that vehicle. This car has a very sleek appearance to it too. I also love the rear end styling. The rear spoiler is super unique. Really don't see anything like that on the road. I am liking this car overall. Definitely recommend anybody looking for a subcompact SUV, wants to feel a little bit higher up off the ground, doesn't want to drive a subcompact or compact sedan. Let's definitely check this one out. I think you will really like it. Other than that though, I'd like to give a huge thanks to Stadium Toyota here in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. Huge thanks to Joey and Rocky for helping me get the keys to this pretty impressive 2022 Toyota CHR. I'll definitely recommend anybody in the Tampa area looking for a new car or truck to check these guys out and ask for Joey. Other than that though, I'd like to give a huge thanks to you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. Again, pretty impressive car. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know I have endless gratitude for all the subscribers. You know, the channel is just not possible without you. And I really have a huge appreciation for each and every one of you for your constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. And I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But other than that, again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.